since I have you guys here, let's talk about some of the things I miss about trucking in the 90s. Now, I didn't actually truck in the 90s, but growing up, I got a chance to ride along with my dad, who started trucking in the 80s. One of the things I miss about trucking in the 90s is the smell of diesel fuel. Love, love, love the smell of diesel fuel. But if you notice, you really don't smell it that much anymore. Most trucks nowadays are equipped with devices that make them burn diesel cleaner, so you don't get that smell anymore. Used to be you went to a truck stop, you would smell all that diesel. You go to a truck stop now or a travel center, and you really don't smell it anymore. I miss that. But, you know, I know it's better for the environment, but I do miss that smell. Another thing I miss about trucking in the 90s is black smoke coming out the stacks. You really don't see that too much anymore. Again, it's because diesel fuel is being burned cleaner, better for the environment. But it sure did, you know, sure did look very cool. I used to love that as a kid. When I saw a truck rolling down the road, blowing black smoke. You might see it every once in a while out of an older truck, but not very often, not very often. Another thing I miss about the 90s, trucking in the 90s, are more classic looking trucks or traditional looking trucks. Nowadays you see trucks, they look so futuristic and they're aerodynamic, and you know, that's great. I get it, you know, for the bottom line and fuel mileage and all that good stuff, but you know, less and less you're seeing traditional classic looking trucks driving down the road. Actually, I think they're talking about discontinuing the Peterbilt 389. So kind of getting away from those long nose, long hooded trucks and going to the more aerodynamic trucks. You know, I mean, you still see them on the road, but they're not as many as they used to be. Another thing I miss about trucking in the 90s are lot lizards. Yes, lot lizards. Stick with me now, stick with me. I know lot lizards still exist, and I'm not saying that I would ever partake in transactions with a lot lizard. For those of you who don't know, a lot lizard is a lady of the night, predominantly at truck stops. Now, stick with me here. I don't really miss lot lizards, but in the 90s, and maybe because I was a kid, and so I was trying to figure out what was going on and, you know, slightly intrigued by what the hell was happening. But it seemed like back then they took more pride in their job, you know, like, I don't know, maybe it's just my imagination. You know, leave a comment below if you were trucking in the 90s and you're trucking now. I mean, do you see a difference? Are they better now, or are they worse now, or about the same? Again, I would never partake in the services of a lot lizard, but it seems like in the 90s they kept themselves up a little better. I don't know. What do you think? I remember one time I was on the road with my dad. I think we were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, back in early 90s, and middle of the night, someone came, knocked on my dad's door. I mean, it was loud too, you know. And he rolled the window down, rolled the window down, and a lady said, "Hey, you looking for some company?" And my dad said, "No, not tonight, I got my son with me." Now, my dad would never partake in lot lizards anyways, but that was kind of like, hey, you know, no, I got my son with me. It's kind of like his, I guess, nice way of telling her no, I guess. Anyways, when she left, I asked my dad, what was that all about? And he said those are company women, son. And you know, when you're young, you're impressionable, and you take things literally. So when he said they're company women, I went back and got back off the road and told my friends and family, like, oh yeah, we were in Albuquerque and this company girl came and knocked on the door. I said, I really want to be a truck driver because like the companies actually send women out to keep you company. Not realizing that it was a lot less than she was soliciting herself. But looking back on that, it's pretty funny, but yeah. Sun's out, guns out. Last, but definitely not least, one of the things I really miss about trucking in the 90s are CB radios. Like, yeah, some truckers still carry them, but not nearly as many as they used to in the 90s, 80s, 70s, I mean, now you probably find more without them than with them. Most people are on their YouTube, on their FaceTime, or Netflix, or on the phone, or whatever it is they're doing. But, a lot of drivers don't carry CB radios in their trucks anymore. I really miss that. I mean, how can I become a trucking legend if no one has CB radios? So what are some of the things that you miss about trucking in the 90s? Did you truck in the 90s? Or if you don't truck at all, what do you remember when seeing a truck go by in the 90s? Leave a comment in the section below. Alright, since you guys are riding along with me, I'd like to tell you guys a story. One time, I was at a truck stop, and I met this girl, and we're talking, we're having a good time, and she goes, let's go back to your truck. I was like, what? Are you sure? I was like, yeah, let's go back to your truck. I'm like, cool. So we get back to my truck, and we're hanging out in the truck and watching some TV or whatever. And I go to put my arm around her, and she looks me dead in the eye and goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I am not that type of girl. Okay, cool. I said, all right, my apologies. I can respect that, I just thought it was weird because, like, I just met her and she invited herself to my truck, but she's not that type of girl. Cool. So we're watching Netflix, and about 10 minutes into the movie, she starts trying to have a conversation with me. I looked her dead in the eye and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I am not that type of guy. So one of the things I like to do when I'm driving down the road is I like to do a little karaoke. One of my favorite people to sing is Clarence Carter. Now, if you don't know who Clarence Carter is, Clarence Carter is pretty famous for his song called Stroking. You know, I be stroking. Yeah, that's what most people know, but a lot of people don't know he's actually got a lot of other songs, actually really good songs. Also, a lot of people didn't know that he was blind or is blind. I'm actually not sure if he's still living or not, but he is or was blind. When I used to go on the road with my dad, I know a lot of my stories start off like that. But when I always used to go on the road with my dad, sometimes we'd listen to some Clarence Carter. Could you imagine this 9 or 10-year-old going back home, running around singing, I be stroking? My mom was looking at me like I was crazy. But anyways, another song of Clarence Carter that I really liked was called I'm Dr. CC. Like to hear it? Here it go. I'm Dr. CC. Get your medicine from me. I'm Dr. CC. Get your medicine from me. I don't work in the daytime. I do all of my doctoring at night. I don't have an office, but my truck, it serves alright. I can't afford to get caught, so I don't make house calls. I like to meet on a lonely street where there's hardly any traffic at all. I'm Dr. CC. Get your medicine from me. I'm Dr. CC. Get your medicine from me. I specialize in loveology, and I'd be happy to take your case. But you can't afford to fall in love, cause they're strictly out of place. I can make you hotter than the 4th of July, and I work with a slow hand. When you need your prescription filled, you can come back to see me again. I'm Dr. CC. Get your medicine from me. I'm Dr. CC. Get your medicine from me. Hope you guys like that. Let me know what songs you like to sing, or what do you do when you're driving down the road to kind of keep yourself entertained. Nope. Nope. Ah, got one. Ha Finally got one. What do you guys think about my beard? They say a beard is to a man what makeup is to a woman. Unfortunately, I gotta shave it off Sunday night or Monday morning, because I will return to my real job of being a soldier. 10 more months. 10 more months. I'll be able to retire and grow my beard out all the time if I want to. I mean, you gotta have something. I can't be aerodynamic and not have a beard. Aerodynamic is my way of saying bald. I don't call it bald, I call it aerodynamic. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride along so far. If you are, go ahead and hit that like button. I promise you it doesn't cost you anything, and you'll have good luck for the rest of the year. Subscribe and turn your notifications on so you'll know whenever I drop a video. And don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video.